Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages. I don't know how the saying goes. Welcome back to the Blue Jay Way podcast.
Yes,
Chris,
sir.
buddy, hell of a series in Los Angeles. We're just going to jump right into this, man, because I'm fired up,
Yeah.
especially after that final game that we'll get to in a bit. But
Oh,
it was a roller coaster of emotions. Let's just put it that way.
absolutely.
First game, things look good. Big bounce back start from Chris Bassett after that just awful outing in St.
Well,
Louis.
things actually look pretty bad, and then they look good.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he started off pretty shaky.
Yeah.
He gave up some hard contacts like we saw in St. Louis when he first pitched. So we were like,
Yeah, Trout hit one. Gosh.
yeah, that was good for my fantasy team, not good for my morale, but
Yeah, hit one off the Toyota there.
yeah. But he seemed to settle down, found his groove. He did give up 5 walks, but he struck out 5. Only 3 earned runs, I believe, in the start.
I think just two.
Just 2.
Just a home run.
Just the home run, Trout. Well, of course. There you go. So solid start from Chris Bassett. The Jays were down 3-1 until the 7th. And who else but Captain Bo Bichette.
Captain. Wow.
Man, he seems like a clubhouse guy. It seems like he got a bit of a voice in the locker room. I wouldn't be remiss to give him that distinction, but
Don't mind it.
some people might argue it. But again, if you have any arguments, put it down in the comments. Come at me, bro. No, I kid. We love you guys, but yeah, man, Bo looks solid at the plate. The order 1 through 5 looks fucking amazing, tremendous.
Yeah.
I mean, Springer, he's struggling a bit, but he's starting to see more pitches now. I think he's starting to settle in. Bo's just carried over from all of last year, from September through to spring training and so forth. Vladdy seemed like we've talked about. He seems to returning to 2021 form. And then Varsho and Chapman have been interchangeable in the cleanup in the 5 spot. Chris, I'm going to get to this question first. Who has impressed you more this season to start, Matt Chapman or Dalton Varsho?
Well, if we go back a while, I've been a Dalton Varsho truther
That's
for
true.
a bit now. I don't want to be like, oh, I analyzed the guy, like I scouted the guy, but I did watch a little bit of him last year, probably more than most, just because of work. I had to, yeah, I mean, Varsho was always impressive to me. I've seen him hit a lot of home runs. I've seen him make some great plays in the outfield. But Matt Chapman last year, I mean, he was not even in the stratosphere of hitter that he is to start this season. So I think in terms of watching both of these guys, the Varsho is coming as advertised. I just don't think many people watch many Diamondbacks games, and really, why would you? And then after watching a full season of Matt Chapman, I think that the difference between what I saw last year from Chapman and now, it's Chapman for sure, and I give him all the applause and all the praise for his little, I guess, his tweak with his swing and figuring that out in the offseason. And I think he's just, he's not missing pitches that, he can do damage with. You see pitches down, he's taking the other way. I mean, he's doing some really impressive things, man. And so I think Matt Chapman for sure has had the more impressive start.
Yep. I'm inclined to agree with you, and I agree wholeheartedly about his approach at the plate. He's always had a good eye. Like, that's never been up for debate. He's always been a good, he knows where the balls and strikes are going to be called for the most part. Again, that's the umpire's call. But hey, for the most part, Chapman has a tremendous eye at the plate.
Yeah.
I will say this, though, a huge amount of credit for his success so far I have to give to Guillermo Martinez, the Blue Jays hitting coach, helping Matt figure out, okay, you've just by adding that little toe tap, getting his timing down and his rhythm. It's unbelievable.
Like it's perfect, right?
And he's not getting beat by inside pitches. He's letting balls come deeper into the zone. He's still making hard contact. He has the most hard hit balls in Major League Baseball. It's him and Vladdy, I think, are 1 and 2, and then Aaron Judge or Giancarlo Stanton are not far behind. But what Chapman's been doing, it might be the greatest start to a season from a Blue Jays third baseman in history. Like the only one that I'm not born in the 60s, so I never saw the 77 through team, right? I only started watching when I was about 5 or 6. But for me, it the only comparable start would be Josh Donaldson in 2015. Comes out within the first 2 weeks, hits, I believe, 2 walk-off home runs against the Atlanta Braves. And of course, his MVP season in 2015. So, it's hard to look at, but he didn't have a 450 batting average like Matt Chapman.
No.
Chapman's got 15 ribbies in the first 11 games of the season, 3 home runs, including a grand slam, his first career grand
7
slam.
Doubles.
I think it's upwards of 9 now, even.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And we're just I guess farming these third basemen from Oakland, man. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, I mean the dollar signs keep going up.
Yeah.
Every time. I'm just like, well, it's gonna cost a little bit more now. But hey, I'm happy for the guy. You know, it's like if you could script out the perfect way to start a contract year, he's done it. So I mean, and he's on the Blue Jays this season, so
yeah,
might as well take his contributions and just run with it and just be happy for it. Because man, he's one of the best hitters in the league right now. And I don't even know if back in 2019 when he was considered an MVP, he was in the MVP race, he got MVP votes.
Fourth in voting that year.
Yeah, I don't even know if then he was considered
as good as he is now,
an elite bat. I mean, he was obviously a very, very solid bat and an incredible platinum glove defender. But I think he's never been amongst the top hitters in the league. No. And of course, there's still 140 plus games to be played, but I just want to congratulate him and say that, just keep it going. Everything looks incredible at the plate, and he's doing real damage.
He is. All right. So Jays win the first game of the series.
Yes, that Bo home run. I just wanted to say, that was incredible. That was a late night jolt of energy. That was awesome. And how you hit it off of too, Jimmy Herget. That is not an easy guy.
No, he's got that funky sidearm delivery, insane movement. But Bo crushes breaking balls.
But Bo's got a funky swing. Yeah, he does. So it was kind of I don't know, just an appealing home run to watch because it was this weird down and in slider, and Bo did his kind of big time weird looping one-handed swing. No, that was a great home run. And then the bullpen shutting it down, that was a great win. That was really, things looked really bad to start that game.
Jordan Romano picks up his at that time, I'm not sure right now if he's tied again, but his 4th league leading save in the majors. So big ups to Jordan Romano.
The bat of Jordan Romano later.
Yeah, we'll get into the flip side of the coin later on. But game 2, this is the problem.
I'm just gonna sit back. I'm just gonna let you go,
Chris. My man, it's painful for me. It truly is, and I'm gonna pull up this because I tweeted this because I was active on Twitter during the whole game, right? And you have 2 camps when it comes to Jose Barrios. Okay, Jose Barrios is either
the one is losing its population.
Oh, rapidly declining population, my man. So Jose Barrios struggles again in his second start of the season. Just 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, which is a good sign, and 5 strikeouts. However, 4 innings pitched from a guy who's making over $100 million is not what you're looking for. I understand he's your 4th starting pitcher in the rotation, but this time last year, he was not. He was 2 or 3. So he's rapidly made his way down. And I tweeted this. I said, I'm going to be honest. I'm done with the quote, I'm sure Barrios will be better in his next start. I let that go all of last year and things didn't get better. There's no need to be babying a grown-ass man who's making over $100 million. Do your job. And you know what? Am I wrong?
No.
You're a 28-year-old multimillionaire star athlete on a huge market, and you can't figure it out. You spent the whole offseason in Florida at the Blue Jays spring training facility trying to get your mechanics down. How have you not figured this out?
Yeah.
But it blows my mind. It truly and utterly blows my mind how a guy who was so good in Minnesota turns into mush. As soon as he gets a little bit of pressure, all bets are off. He walks the guy, he gives up a good contact base hit, and it's like, oh no, what do I do? You said to yourself, you're fucking Jose Barrios. Go out and prove it. Do something. Instead, he just, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people trying to defend this guy saying that, oh, it was the bullpen's fault the game got away. The hell it was. The hell it was. You gave up the runs. You gave up hard contact. You were the one who caused this game to get out of control. The game starts and stops with the starting pitcher. And if you're not good, tough shit, buddy. You're gone. I'm at this point, if he has one more bad start, I'm not letting him go for 5. If he has one more bad start, if I'm Schneider, I'm going, okay, you're getting the Kikuchi treatment last year. You're going to the bullpen. That's all we're doing with you. I don't care how much money you're making. If you can't show up and perform and do your job every 5 days, 5 days. You're not going to work every day and doing your job to full capacity. Every 5 days, getting paid millions. If you can't do that, I don't know what else there is to say. I'm done my rant.
That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, I partially agree. I was probably in the camp up until, still. I'm not defending him. I mean, you're right. Like that start out in Anaheim, it was just a complete collapse mentally.
Yes. Yeah.
Like it's not even about pitching. It's just like you said, like when the going gets tough, he seems to just crumble and he just can't minimize the damage. Just everything after that just piles on until ultimately they get to a point where they're like, we can't leave this guy in.
No.
We can't trust this guy to get out of this situation.
Do you remember the rocking chair metaphor I used? Last or a couple episodes ago, like, oh, one more and I'll go back in. Oh no, you let him have one more. That's a stressful fucking time for a manager, man.
Yeah.
How can you sit there and I commend John Schneider and Pete Walker for sticking to their guns, saying we have the utmost confidence in Jose. How the hell can you say that with a straight face now?
The guys who gave Jose the contract are probably telling them to say that.
Oh, you think?
That is a problem. It's a problem.
And you know what? The sad truth is that the accountability factor falls on the guys who didn't even sign him to that deal. It falls on the guys who have to try and help him do his job. It's like, we didn't shell out the money. We didn't ink the pen and sign the freaking thing. Yeah,
mind you, you couldn't really predict it to fall off the rails like this. Like I do say that coming from Minnesota and in his first half season with the Jays, he looked quality, man. Like he looked like a stabilizer, a guy who's gonna.
He looked like Jose Barrios.
Yeah, a guy who's gonna give you a start every 5 days, and he was gonna go 5 innings, maybe give up 2, 3, 4 runs, strike out 6, and there you go. Turn it over to the bullpen and get a win. But that is not what's happened. And to me, it seems very, very mental.
Yeah, and
I think that's, I don't know how easy that is to fix.
Yeah.
But
the Blue Jays have a sports psychiatrist on the team to help these guys. Yeah. And he's like, if you're not taking advantage of it, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's just if something goes wrong for him, he just can't shake it off almost. And it can be very, very frustrating, especially in his last start. He looked good to start it. At the beginning,
he looked fantastic.
Yeah, at the beginning he was looking good.
Yeah,
and then I think we'll see. He usually does better at home. It's an excuse. But we'll see how
with these new dimensions though. Who the hell knows? Right?
We saw how his first home start goes in a couple of days here.
Yeah. Guess who he's facing? The 11-0 Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, it could be brutal.
I'm calling less than 3 innings out of him. I'm saying he throws 80 pitches by 2 2/3.
But it's an opportunity for him.
It is
to show that he can do something against a good lineup. Very good lineup.
I hope to God he does well. I sincerely hope to God he does well.
Yeah, I know you do. But I know like it is very frustrating.
Yeah.
When this guy has taken up a lot of money and you've got a lot of other players to sign and he's really not giving you any value at all.
No. And he's signed till 2028.
Yeah, yeah. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. It's like you can't really do anything with them.
No, you can't. What team at this point, after 5.25 ERA last season and then struggling this year, what team is going to look at this and go, yeah, we'll trade you someone for Jose Barria. We'll trade you a prospect or
Basically, your only option is to just work on it.
yeah, they've painted themselves into a corner financially.
Just throw them out there every 5 days and just be like,
yeah,
see.
it's a Hail Mary pass with with 0 seconds left on the clock in the fourth.
And that's like the worst feeling, I'm sure, as a manager and even as a fan. Like, there's nothing worse than like seeing a guy run out there and you're like, what are we getting? Like, you don't even want to almost watch. You're like, what's gonna happen here? Like,
yeah,
gonna get shelled? Is he gonna be good? Like, it's just you have no idea. It's like the opposite of Gossman, man.
Gosman, you send out there every 5 days.
I will tell you, he's pitching tonight. We're recording this on
April 12th.
It's the day after the home opener. He's pitching tonight against the Tigers. I will predict his line, and I bet it'll be close because he gives you virtually the same thing every day. He's going 8 innings because the Tigers are a AAA team. He's going to allow 3 hits, and he's going to strike out 7, and he's going to allow 1 run.
How many walks?
None.
0. Oh, I like that.
He doesn't walk guys.
No, he doesn't walk guys.
He's a good pitcher. But yeah, like
he's been the anchor of this starting rotation to start the season for sure. Every time he's gone out, it's been like, okay.
And we'll get into Manoah because there were some things in the home opener with Manoah that weren't very
promising. We'll cover that next episode for sure. But
yes, Gossman, he's what you'd want Barrios to be. I mean, Barrios doesn't have Barrios has a pitch that is devastating in his
slider,
like slider curve.
Yeah.
But he has not mastered it nearly.
And I'll reiterate from what I've seen from Barrios in his first 2 starts, he doesn't seem to be falling on the like when he comes set and follows through. He's not falling towards home plate. He's falling off towards first base, and that's why. And it's Manoah's struggle as well. He's not going towards his target. He's going up into the left or towards either third or first, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're not following through directly to the plate, your pitches are not going to have enough bite. Like when you see Manoah and Barrios' slider, they're very similar in their movement. They start like a fastball and then they just taper off, right? They sit around between 80 and 83 miles an hour, which that's perfect. That's exactly what you need. But we've seen from Barrios and we saw from Manoah in his first couple starts is he's not hitting his spot, and the hitters are like they're spitting on it. Like there's nothing to do here. I can't I know it's a ball. It's a ball the whole way. I don't need to swing at that. So they lay off that. Now that eliminates a devastating pitch. Now it's like, okay, now I just got to sit, change up a fastball. And that in a hitter's mind gives him a lot more confidence. He doesn't think in the back of his head, he's like, I don't need to worry about that slider. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so positives from game 2. Bobichek goes deep again with a 2-run bomb. Springer picks up his first home run this season. Vladdy had a 3-hit night, and Chapman just remains not human. He records 2 more hits and 2 more RBI. Jays lose, what was it, 9-5? 9-5. All right.
Yeah, and then Mike Trout showed up.
Yeah, Mike Trout.
That was a pretty devastating home run when they brought Simber in.
Yeah. And you can't even really blame Simber, man. He inherits 2 runners on base. And you're pitching against the best, arguably the best player in the world. You can't.
Yeah, he didn't go throw a good pitch, but
no, it was a hanging. I think it was a sinker over the heart of the plate.
Like inheriting that situation is tough. So.
Yeah. Anyway, game 3, Jays win the wildest game that I've personally ever watched. I think maybe the playoffs against the Rangers in game 5 when Bautista hit the bat flip heard around the world. But as of this year, possibly, Chris, game of the year. Would you agree?
Oh, this year? So far? 100%.
Yeah.
100% this season so far. But,
so this was...
I remember they had another crazy game in Anaheim last year.
These two teams seem to always just
and that series
go nuts.
Another 10-9 game or something like that. But this game was
up there.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start.
Okay,
they obviously we'll start with Kikuchi, I guess.
Yeah. So Yusei Kikuchi comes out for his second start of the season. Or no. Yep. Second start of the season.
A lot of
And
expectation now.
A lot of expectations. Yeah. He struggled. He did. Went 4 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 9 hits, struck out 6 and just 1 walk, which is remarkable considering
That's
last
good.
year. But 6
He
runs.
also should have been out of the first.
There was a weird play where the sun impaired Varsho coming in on a ball from left field.
Yeah.
You guys will see, it'll be on the screen.
There's really
as we're
nothing you can
talking
do.
about it. No, it's just bad
On either
luck.
side, but like
It's baseball, man. But
Kikuchi's numbers are inflated a bit because of that.
Yeah, and I saw people giving Varsho crap on Twitter about that.
It's like, all right, you go out there.
Well, Taylor Ward made it look so easy. I'm like,
yeah, you go out there and try and catch that ball.
Yeah, go for it.
See how you do.
Not athletic ass. All right. So the Jays go down 6-0 in the fourth after Shohei Ohtani rips a 2-run bomb and Logan O'Hoppe, which
that home run from Ohtani
made no sense. It made no sense.
No.
The ball's so inside. He just pulled his hands and yoinked it.
I've never seen a home run like that.
He is a bull, that guy.
I'm sure, like, if anyone hasn't seen him in person, which probably many people are, I'm sure if we saw him in person, we would be blown away at how massive he is.
Dude, he's
I don't think it does, the TV does it justice at how much of a monster.
No, but you see it on TV, how wide his shoulders are.
Yeah.
We were watching the WBC and my mom looks and she goes, "Who's this guy with a really big body and tiny head?" I'm like, that's Shohei Ohtani.
He honestly looks like a robot.
The best player in Major League Baseball and in the world.
But him and Trout were really good. They were really good. Like that.
They had a hell of a series.
That Angels team is, again, it's like the same. It's like the same story. The offense is really good, but the pitching in the bullpen is not.
No, it's not.
So we'll see how that plays out. But they'll probably miss the playoffs by 5 games.
We'll see how they. I mean, the Astros are struggling, so we'll see what happens. It's a crapshoot.
I actually like.
Oh, how can you not like Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout, man? They're love. I hate them when we're playing them because they're so freaking good, but I love them. I didn't
even hate it that much. I was like, these guys are the best.
Yeah. So game 3, Jays go down 6-0 in the fourth. It was, it looked like all hope was lost. I actually, Chris, I'm ashamed to say it, but I'll say it because I'm a man and I own up to my mistakes. I turned the game off.
Wow.
However, I turned the game off because I was with my girlfriend and her 2 friends from Quebec were visiting. So I had to be present in the moment. But then my buddies text me and go, something's happening because runners got on base. And then Matt mother effing Chapman hits a grand salami, threw some mustard on it, little bit of pickles, some peppers, all that shit, dog. To bring the Blue Jays within 2 runs. 5 ribbies on the afternoon that day for Matt Chapman. And we can't talk about this guy enough. It's his first grand slam of his career, contract
that surprised me. That surprised me, actually.
Yeah, well, I mean,
was very surprised.
I was surprised at first too, but then I thought about him. He played at Rickey Henderson Field. That's a big ball field, man. That's a hard place to hit home runs out. But granted, 5 ribbies. And dude, the man, the myth, the outlaw, Kevin Kiermaier.
Dude, this guy
is batting 400.
Why? Why is he so good? What? What's
dude,
going on?
I said this about Varsho, but it's 100% applicable to Kevin Kiermaier. I don't think someone's come here and won over a fan base, and I'd argue Kiermaier is even more impressive from a rival team where he was
like we hated the guy.
Oh God! Every time he came up, he did it. But he's doing exactly what he did in Tampa for what he's doing with the Jays now. It's the perfect
definition of you hate him if he doesn't play for you. But it's
he's a Brad Marchand. He's a Brady Tkachuk. To put it in hockey terms, you hate playing against him, but you'd love having him on your team, and we have loved every second of this season so far. His defense has been as advertised for the last 10 years.
Our first hustle double. I think that was in Kansas City, but those are always fun. I always remember that about him.
Yeah, but he tied it up with a 2 RBI triple, and he picked up 5 ribbies on the day.
Dude, that was insane.
9-hole hitter.
I couldn't believe that.
9-hole hitter, man. And then the Jays would take the lead in the 7th inning, only to lose it in the 9th because they ran into a bit of bullpen trouble.
This was the I would say the one pitching performance that really worried me from this game. It wasn't even Kikuchi, it was Romano.
Yeah, Romano came in. He had a
And
job to do.
Romano has more than enough track record. He's got more than enough on tape as to where I'm not worried.
No.
But
But
that was a bit concerning.
He's still getting touched up a little bit here and there.
Just a little bit. Like it's a blown save.
It's a blown
Somehow
save.
We still got the win.
Yeah, what? 2-run double to save. What was it? Hunter Renfroe, 2-run double down the line.
Yeah.
Left field. Yeah.
Yeah. After loading the bases, couple walks, he got into it. Like he had an easy easy first couple outs there.
Yeah, he did. He looked good.
Yeah.
And then he started walking guys and it bit him on the ass. But the Jays offense is nothing but impressive. So they went on to score 2 more in the 10th. And people were giving John Schneider a lot of flack for his quote unquote poor management of the bullpen. Guys, get off his ass. It's his first season as manager. Don Mattingly's there to help him. Like, there's a whole purpose. Like, for those of you wondering why Don Mattingly got hired, and this is my 2 cents on it, he wasn't hired to take on the manager job when Schneider gets fired or whatever. He's not going to get fired. They signed him to a 3-year extension, for God's sake. He's there because John Schneider came into a situation after Charlie Montoyo got fired last year, and they needed Montoyo. Oh, yeah. Playing his bongos rather than managing a proper bullpen. Anyway, sorry, I'm an asshole, whatever. Don Mattingly's there to help Schneider become the best possible manager he can be. Don Mattingly has managed for now, 15 years? Or in some capacity, he's been a bench coach or a hitting coach. So he's there to help John Schneider, figure it out and how to properly manage a bullpen. And in this game, it paid off because, what was it? Bases loaded, 2 out, and you got Ohtani coming to the dish. Who do you go to? You go to Tim Meza. And I was shitting my pants when they did that.
Did you see their conversation?
No, I didn't. No.
It was almost like because they had Richards up, right? And Richards has the changeup, which apparently is good against lefties. And you can kind of see like Schneider, he was letting it happen. Like he was going to let Ohtani Richards happen. And Mattingly said something to him. Mattingly was like, make the move.
Go to the lefty. Yeah,
and
go to the lefty.
Did. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was kind of a cool little thing. I don't know. We could speculate. That might not have been what happened, but just based on what it looked like in the dugout, it looked like Schneider was just gonna Schneider kind of took a step and then step back, and then
and then he was like, okay, we're going to Meza. And what happens? Tim Meza throws the perfect inside sinker at Ohtani's knees. Ohtani grounds out to Kevin Biggio at second, and the Blue Jays go on to win the ball game. You hear Vladdy audibly when he makes that final out.
Yeah, he was fired up.
Oh, dude. Yeah. And
no, that was an incredible win. That was a win that can really jumpstart the season.
Well, as you'll find out, or if you watch the game last night, and you'll find out in the next episode, it jump-started.
Also coming home to a packed house and playing an embarrassment of the team.
In a newly revamped and refurbished ballpark that looks amazing, dude. It looks so good. You guys will see in the next episode with the footage and we'll have from the game, but
it's really good.
It's so much nicer than it used to be.
Yeah.
I love the old school Rogers Center, but it was built originally to be a multi-sports complex. The Argonauts played there and whatever. So it was just this, they referred to it a lot in the broadcast in the first game in the home opener, a cookie cutter. It's just it's nice and it's symmetrical.
Yeah, it was just kind of boring.
It's not a ballpark.
Yeah,
it's an event stadium, and now with all the renovations that they've made this offseason, then they're going to continue to make in the following off seasons. It's a ballpark. They went around. Mark Shapiro and his team went around to multiple stadiums in multiple cities and said, "Oh, we like this. We're going to take that from there. Oh, they have a patio in Colorado. We're take that from there. Oh, they got bars galore in Texas. Give me that." And now you got a place to drink pretty much wherever you want in the ballpark.
No, they did a really good job with what they had.
Yeah. They did. And you know what? And the timing couldn't be more perfect because I believe it's either the 2027 or 2026 All-Star game doesn't have a team hosting yet. So at this point,
it's been a while.
by then the Rogers Center will be renovated because it was the 2022 offseason. 2023 will be stage 2, and then stage 3 2024. So we theoretically could see the Blue Jays hosting an all-star game and a home run derby in the Rogers Center either in 2026 or 2027.
That'd be awesome.
I am all for that. I would blow through my savings to go sit in the left field bleachers for the home run derby. And how amazing would it be if Vladimir Guerrero Jr. participated and won? Wouldn't that be something?
Incredible.
I'm manifesting it. I'm speaking into existence.
He'd be up amongst the greats like Todd Frazier, man, winning your home run derby.
Yeah. Who else did that recently? Bryce Harper and DC.
Pete Alonso.
Was it? I don't think it was in Citi Field though. I don't think it was in New York. I think he beat Vladdy in San Diego. I think he beat Vladdy in one. No. I
remember the home run derby in Citi Field. Cespedes won it before he was on. That was a while ago. That was
2012, I think. Bautista.
Like 2013, 2014.
Jose Bautista participated in that one too.
Oh.
Jays legend getting his number retired on the level of excellence. Yeah. Love to see it.
No, Jack, we're gonna have to go sit out by the bullpens and just.
Man, we'll be filming whoever we're talking shit.
Yeah, just ask some questions.
Yeah.
How many runs are you planning on giving up today?
Yeah, exactly.
No, that looks awesome.
That glove come with a dental dam. Anyway, we're gonna work on the chirps. I haven't played organized sports in a while. I'm a little rusty. But all things considered, here, Chris, we're running out of time. But this series in Los Angeles, as shaky as the starting rotation was, as shaky as the bullpen looked at times, this offense is something to behold. They had production 1 through 9, not so much between the 6 and the 8. But
until Kiermaier. Oh yeah, 6 and 8.
So 6 and 8, and then Kiermaier is just basically a second leadoff hitter behind Springer to set the table for the big guys up front. So, I'm not worried.
Kirk and Belt, give them 5 more games because of the spring training they missed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And in the home opener, don't want to spoil anything. They both did stuff.
They both performed in the home opener.
So maybe it's starting to come around because they missed some spring. And I think just to recap the whole road trip, man, a 10-game road trip I'm sure it's not easy.
No, hell no. You're not sleeping in your own beds. You're not with your family or whoever, your girlfriend or wife. Like, you're away from them for a long time, and you're just surrounded by the same guys you've been surrounded with for already a month or 2.
Yeah, and to open the season too. Yeah, so a 6-4 10-game road trip to start the season is good. I don't think anybody's upset with that. That's a pretty good start.
Yep.
And now we've got a little warm up, a little batting practice before the undefeated Rays come into town, because holy crap, man. I actually want them to be undefeated though when they come into Toronto.
Yeah. Who gets the start on the Friday? Oh.
All right, so they'll be 13-0, and then we can work on it. Then we can work on.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. What's the record for most consecutive wins? Is Cleveland at the time the Indians, now the Guardians, 21 victories in, I want to say 2017 or 2018.
21 straight. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
They broke Oakland's record with, I think it was a walk-off, either home run or double off the bat of Blue Jays legend Edwin Encarnacion.
Oh really? I didn't know it was Edwin.
Yeah, it was Edwin. I remember watching that and I felt sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Because that was when Shapiro and Atkins first came in from Cleveland, right? And then and
after they beat us in the AICS.
Yeah, and then a fire sale. They signed Edwin, and they didn't re-sign Edwin. Jose left.
They sent JD there too.
They did. That's right. Yeah. They sent JD there in 2017, and then Edwin signed there, I believe, in the offseason. So yeah. Anyway, who knows what the Rays can do? I think they come here and the Jays lineup says not so fast. I think
the Jays are more than capable of winning one of those games.
Oh, I think the Red Sox. I think the Red Sox, who the Rays are playing right now, are more than capable of winning one of those games.
I think the Blue Jays are better. So
100%. But like, luck's got to run out.
I would not be surprised if the Rays sweep the Red Sox, but I don't think. Like, we'll see.
Chris Sale gets on the mound. You just see Kevin Cash with a voodoo doll and a pin.
They have a top prospect, Taj Bradley, pitching.
The Rays do?
Yeah, tonight I
Taj Bradley.
believe. So
What,
that'll be interesting. But
they're
he'll
a
probably,
contending team every year, and yet they always have top prospect pitching. I
yeah,
don't
I know. But
fucking get
yeah,
it.
this kid will probably like throw like a complete game one hitter
Mm-hmm.
with like 99 pitches because he's a product of the Rays.
He's a product of the Rays, one of the poorest franchises, yet always one of the most successful.
I tell
You
you
know
what, if this
what?
keeps going on, I'm gonna open an investigation, man.
No, I think
I'm gonna be listening for sounds from the dugout. I'm gonna be
anyone banging any
dude, because
trash
this is
cans down
pretty
there?
ridiculous, man.
Their run
Like
differential.
even the cheating Astros didn't put up numbers like this.
No, their run differential, if I'm not mistaken, after last night is 93-20. That is fucked.
The best of all time, I think.
Pardon my French. That is fucked.
No, I know. So yeah, we'll get the cheating investigation open if it gets out of hand. But
Yeah,
we'll
for
see.
sure. Yeah.
We'll see how it goes in Toronto.
Yeah, I think that was a good time to wrap it up here, Chris. A good Angels series from the Jays, taking 2 out of 3. Good road trip, 6-4 to start the season. You guys will be hearing from us next after the Detroit Tigers series, which probably will be recorded Friday morning, I'd imagine, because that's when the Rays come to town, and Chris and I both have availability that day. So keep your eyes and ears to the ground for that. If you're new to the channel, if you're just watching for the first time, please leave a like, share a comment, share the video, and subscribe, because we would dig that. Also, we're on Spotify. If you're listening on Spotify, subscribe to the pod, because we love you. Anyway, for Chris May, I've been Jack Ryan, folks. Take it easy.
Take it easy.